What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Episode 16 of OKnowsSports. Today, we're going to be breaking down everything that's happened so far in March Madness and where we're sitting in the Sweet 16. After the first week and a half of March Madness, there's no surprise. It's been exciting. And once again, there's no surprise that my bracket absolutely sucks. I've spent all year being a geek, being a nerd, studying stats, studying everything that I have to study with March Madness and with college basketball, betting on the lines, everything. And I still can't get the brackets right. I mean, for some weird reason, I thought the freshman squad with Kentucky could take it to the Final Four. Well, they got beat first round by some random guy from Oakland who makes 10 threes. Are you kidding me? Auburn. I talk about them potentially winning it all. They get bounced first round by Yale. It's March. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Let's get into the Sweet 16. Let's talk about some matchups in each quadrant. So we're starting up in the top left quadrant. We're looking at UConn. I mean, a lot of people choose them as the favorite. They're the betting favorite by a good bit right now. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, they've dominated both games. They've been up over 30 points in both games at one point. They ended up only beating Northwestern, I say only, by 17 because they were literally up 35. They doubled them up at halftime. They play a good San Diego State team. That Leedy on San Diego State is a great story because he was at one point last year, he was the sixth man on that San Diego State team that made that deep run. He was averaging like 6 or 7 points a game. Now he's a 20-point-a-game All-American. Awesome to see guys like that dominate. That's going to be a unique game. The spread is minus 11 for the UConn Huskies. Not surprised considering their dominance, but I don't mind sprinkling a little bit on SDSU here. They're a strong defensive team, and I think UConn, they're great. They're going to dominate, but I don't know if they'll win by 11 points. Then we move down a little bit. I love this matchup. Same quadrant. We got Illinois versus Iowa State. For those of you that follow my Instagram, and for those of you that don't, go ahead and give it a follow at OKnowSports. I talked about Terrence Shannon. I talked about this Illinois squad making a deep run. I think they're going to beat Iowa State, and they're getting disrespected a little bit as underdogs. So, in case you don't know who Terrence Shannon is, he's a 22-point-per-game scorer out of Illinois. He's from Chicago. He's a hometown kid. He is unbelievable. He's literally an NBA guard playing in college. He's 6'6". He has the size. He has every shot in the bag. He can drive and slash. He can hit threes. He can do everything. But the thing about Illinois in their high-powered offense is they also have Domask, who averages 17 a game, and they have Hawkins, who went off last game against Duquesne. This Illinois team's tough, and it's going to be fun to watch them compete against the second-best defense in the nation in Iowa State. And I'm not discrediting Iowa State because they're nasty as well. I think they could equally make a deep run if they get past Illinois. I think either of these teams could take down UConn if they beat SDSU, obviously. But I'm rooting for Illinois, not only because I got buddies there, but also because I genuinely think they're going to make a deep run in the tournament. I said it from the beginning, and I believe it through to be true now. Now we move to the bottom left quadrant with Chapel Hill against Alabama. Two big-time schools. I was bummed to see Grand Canyon not make it to the Sweet 16. To be honest, they played better than Bama. They just gave up a 3-17 run to end the game. Can't do that in March. Mark Sears and the guys from Bama are looking good. I think they're 5-point underdogs against Chapel Hill, which is an interesting one. And drop a comment below what you guys think because that's the best offense in the country in Alabama. They average over 90 points a game, which is ridiculous. Historic numbers in college basketball. But then you got Chapel Hill with RJ Davis, who's potentially the player of the year. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I'm probably going to lean more towards on the betting side, maybe Chapel Hill money line in a parlay. I don't know, but I think Alabama could equally upset them. So I'm going to stay away from that one. But drop a comment below what you think about that one. That one's not really a bracket buster because it's a 1 versus 4. So there's no brackets busted really in there. Then we're looking at an underdog team that clearly didn't deserve to be an underdog coming from the ACC. Clemson versus Baylor. Clemson was counted out by nearly everyone in their bracket. Everyone was like, New Mexico, New Mexico, New Mexico, including myself. I thought New Mexico was going to win. Kind of had it all going for them. A deep March run with 3 veteran guards and a good center in JT Toppin. Well, guess what? They got steamrolled by Clemson. Then the Clemson Tigers shocked the world beating Baylor, 3-seed Baylor. Now we're looking at Arizona Clemson. Arizona's played well. They've had kind of an easy run. They beat Long Beach State and they beat Dayton. But I like the way they're playing. Caleb Love's nice. I'm hoping to see a UNC Arizona Caleb Love RJ Davis matchup. In case you guys didn't know previous history, they were teammates when Chapel Hill made that deep run. Unfortunately, something happened with Caleb Love and RJ Davis with girlfriends involved and cheating and all that. I would love to see them battle it out as two of the better guards in the whole country in the Elite Eight. So I'm rooting for Arizona in this one. Even though I love PJ Hall and Clemson's team, I'm rooting for Arizona in this one. Now we shift over to the top right, the south side of the bracket. This is probably the most fun one to watch because of the Houston-Texas A&M game. My opinion, game of the tournament. We said it, A&M would give Houston a run. I didn't think it would be like that, where they're down 13 with 1:50 left and they end up tying the game. But I loved every second of it. As you guys know, I think Houston's the best team in the country. I really do, and I think they showed that. Considering they're the best defense in the country and they let up 95 points and still won, that shows that they're a great offense as well. I think Houston's still going to win it all. I love my future I've got on them, plus 600, and I have a plus 1,000 from earlier in the season. And I think they're going to beat Duke, to be honest. I don't think Duke has played a defense like Houston yet this season, and I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. But this has been a fun quadrant for sure. With James Madison coming out as a 12, and everyone like, oh, they're going to take down Duke, and then the Blue Bloods chuckling in the back, take him down by 38 points. That was crazy. And now we're talking about upsets. The bottom half of this quadrant has been unreal. We're looking at NC State, the DJs dominating again. I did not predict it, I'll be honest. I didn't think they were going to do it. And now they're laughing their way to the Sweet 16. Then obviously we got a huge bracket buster in Oakland taking down Kentucky. That Oakland-NC State game was one for the ages. A 14 versus an 11 in the second round is always fun to watch. But now the question is, can NC State's run continue against a dominant Marquette team with Kolek fully healthy again, with Shaka Smart, with all of their tools in the shed? Is the DJ Burns-DJ Horn duo enough to take down this Marquette squad that's so fundamental? I don't know. I'm going to be rooting for them. I don't know if I'll bet on this one, but I'm going to be rooting for it for sure. And now we move to the bottom right quadrant, and I don't want to toot my own horn here, guys, but seriously, we are cruising with the predictions we made on our Instagram. I said everyone was going to disrespect Purdue and have them at least losing in the second round, if not the first. Look at them now. They're laughing. They dominated both of their first two games. Now they have a tough task in Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga can give them a game just simply because of their enormous size. They have 3 6'10" shooters, not even bigs, because they have EK in the paint. But they have 3 6'10" shooters, one of them being, shout out Braden Huff, hoping to get him on the podcast at some point. Hometown hero for sure. To be honest, I don't know who I like in this one. The way Purdue's playing, I don't know if I see them getting stopped very much. The EK-ED matchup will be awesome to watch. I can promise you that. And this entire quadrant has been fun because it was another one of those blue blood situations where they were like, McNeese State, everyone, McNeese State, hop on it. They're going to take down Gonzaga. Well, guess what? They lost by 35 points. And then we look at Samford and Kansas. Did they get absolutely screwed on a block? 100%. If you haven't seen it, I can try and put it in the video. If not, go check it out. Absolutely screwed on a block, down 1 point. I forget who it was. Went to dunk. Ball was right here. Tipped out by the Samford guy. Got called on a foul. 2 free throws. All of a sudden, they're down 3. Samford put up a heck of a fight against Kansas. And I wish they won. But at the end of the day, almost all of the big upsets that everyone was saying, like McNeese and Samford and all those teams they were like, oh, they're going to dominate, they're going to win, they're going to do this, didn't end up winning. But the ones that no one expected, like Oakland, definitely cashed out, and Yale especially. Then we move to the bottom right, the last matchup in the Sweet 16. Talk about fundamental. We got Tennessee against Creighton. I have no idea who's going to win this one. Seriously, no idea. I think Tennessee's amazing. I think they have a Player of the Year candidate in Dalton Connect. I'd be shocked if he didn't finish in the final 3 in the Player of the Year poll. Then we look at the Creighton team that has Alexander, Kalkbrenner, and Shireman, who can just splash from 3. Kalkbrenner's deep inside. I don't know what's going to go on in this game. It is going to be an awesome game. I'm going to be glued to the screen for this one. Now we're going to segue into my predictions for who's going to win it all. I'm going to give 2 teams who I think is going to win it all. Then I'm going to give my best bets of the Sweet 16, just like I used to do on the old days with NFL season. Obviously, when that comes back, I'll do my 3 favorite bets of the week then too. But I'm going to give my 3 favorite bets for the Sweet 16 as well. So first things first, I like Houston to win it all. That's my favorite pick. It still is. They have a tough road, there's no doubt, to get to the Final Four in having to beat Duke and then probably having to beat Marquette. It's a tough road. There's not much you can say about that. But I think with Jamel Sheed's leadership and LJ Cryer in that backcourt with him, I do think they have enough to take it all. If it's not them, I still like Illinois And I know I'm going to get hate for that. There's no doubt about it. But I think it's tough to compete with a team that can legitimately score 90 against any team in the country. Because they just score. They just do. There's no doubt about it. They have Hawkins, they have Damask, they have Terrence Shannon, who can just score. They're natural. They also have that big center who barely played this season, averaged like 5-2. He had 18 in their first game. If he is a fourth option for them, watch out for Illinois. Now for my favorite two bets of the week. I'm going exactly what I just said about who I think is going to win. I love Houston -4. I just don't think Duke has played against a roster like this. Now we go to my favorite bets. It embodies exactly what I just said, to be honest, with the Houston and Illinois. I'm going Illinois money line. They're plus money. I got them at plus 110 to take down Iowa State. Yes, Iowa State has a great defense, but I think they're going to just outscore them and overwhelm them on the offensive glass and just in general in shot making. Iowa State's a good team, there's no doubt, and they allowed 60 points a game in the Big 12, which is so impressive. I like Illinois money line. My second favorite bet that I absolutely love is Houston -4 against Duke. Yes, 4 points is a good bit in the tournament, but Duke has never played a defense like Houston. Houston allowed 57.5 points per game in the Big 12, the best conference in basketball. I don't know. I think Duke does not have the offense that Illinois has. So it's not the same rationale because Duke's offense is great. There's no doubt. There's a lot of options there, but they're also young. Houston is not young. They have Jamel Sheed, who's a leader. They have LJ Cryer, who's a leader. That is the best backcourt in the country. And I think Jeremy Roach, I think Jared McCain are in for a rude awakening when Jamel Sheed is locking them up, as he just did to Wade Taylor, one of the best guards in the country. He held him to 4 of 24 shooting, in case you didn't know. So those are my favorite two bets of the week. That's our recap of what's happened so far and our predictions on the Sweet 16. Comment below what you guys think because I would love to hear what you guys think. Obviously, it's March, man. Who knows what could happen? NC State could be in the finals in 2 weeks, and I would love to see it. I could be completely wrong, but who knows? I love it. This is one of the best months of the year for us who don't know sports. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you soon. Peace.